Very cool.
Hey, good to see you guys. Welcome back to this wonderful Stargate watch along. It's a double bill tonight, so get your popcorn, everyone. Sit down because we're going to have fun with this one. I know me and Brian have talked about it. Gary's prepped, the adrenaline, his hands are shaking. He can't wait to get into it, see what's going to happen.
The trailer looked cool.
Yeah. Did you want to explain everything, Brian, and just let everyone know?
You know what I realized? I was wondering right now, why is he starting right now? And then I checked the links so I could post on Podcast, and you scheduled it for noon. That's why. I'm actually incredibly late. I told you 12:30, bro. I don't get home until like 12:15. No wonder. I was like, why is he starting the show right now? We're like 8 minutes early.
We did the warm up, mate. It's all right. That's what we do.
Okay. Well, I'm still posting the Discord link and all that. So
yeah. So, what I'll do is I'll say to him while you're setting that up. But obviously, we've got 2 episodes tonight. So we've got Cold Lazarus and we've got the Nox. When Brian's got it ready to roll, click on the Discord link. I've put a link up at the top of YouTube in the comments, so you can just click into it and you can watch the show for free with us in there. And then you can comment along here on YouTube as well as we're going along. And, we're going to have a blast with it. I can't believe we're this far into the season already. I know we've got, we're going to be 60 by the time we get through all of the series, but we've done a few episodes already. But, it's great having everyone with us every week, loving our SG1 as we do. And again, these 2 episodes are great. They really are good. Gary,
I was telling you before when I thought we were like early, I was telling you, these are 2 of my favorite episodes. The first one being because it's so unique. In fact, you're going to notice it's probably the most unique planet that we go to, right?
Yeah.
Like in all the series, I think. And the second one is because of how much world building there is. A ton of world building in that second episode, the Nox episode. Something that, like, man, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna really want to know more about that. Let's just say that. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone. You're gonna want to know more about that particular episode at some point. And then when we get to Thor's hammer, another one that's super world building that I really, really enjoyed. So like this first season has some of the best episodes and some of the worst episodes, but it's so worth it.
Does that mean the nude lady is back?
No, that's not until we get to Hathor.
I had to ask.
You're hooked on Janet Frazier now, mate. You've moved on.
No, the doctor better be in these episodes.
Janet Frazier is one of the. She's so attractive.
She better be in these episodes today.
Yeah, well, I cannot confirm or deny, mate. I'm afraid,
right.
But I will say as well, it's great doing these with friends and a community as well, because for the first 3 seasons of SG1, there wasn't any commentaries, from the production team. It's only after you get in season 4 onwards they start doing that. So, the information you get a bit of information from interviews from people, the producers after the events and some of the actors, but really, it's just watching the episodes at the time and then having.
So these are all pre. I don't want to sound like a
dinosaur,
total dinosaur when I say this, but this is still like the late 90s, and so compared to what it is now, social media probably wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that these 2 episodes again, are where it's really hitting its stride now. I think it's just season 1 is building nicely. They're developing the characters, and this is more of it. And you get some lovely little O'Neill moments again, Gary. There's plenty more to come as you go. But it's nice stuff. But
so basically, what you two guys are trying to say is that these episodes today are better than episode 3, is what you're saying.
I don't know what you mean, mate. I have no idea. I cannot comment on that, possibly. But yeah.
All right, almost there. I just want to make sure I get all the podcast people over. Sorry about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So what were you saying?
So I was just again this, like I say, this first episode we're going to watch. I do like it because it, you'll see when we get there, Gary. But it wraps up something from the movie, which I quite like, and for me, it gives Richard Dean Anderson the release then to go on and sort of add more humor as he goes along.
Oh, okay.
Because you have this episode that deals with that element of it, and then the Nox is great stuff,
Very good. All right. What are
All right,
there's
Christy's
okay.
corner
Hello,
there.
Christy. You're in.
All right, so
you're
come
in
on
Discord
in,
with
John, and I will get the stream going here.
Yep, I will come in now, and
Roger,
I'll join the
Roger.
club. Yeah, 10-4 rubber duck.
10-4 rubber duck.
I've been watching. I've
Just
been
wanna have
going
a good time.
I've been going chronologically through Chips,
All right, yeah.
which is
Chips.
great.
Chips.
Chips, the old 70s, the motorcycle show.
I can't watch anything that old. My brother hates it. I have this thing like movies, anything 1978 and above for movies, fine. For TV shows, it's got to be 1990 and above.
So that means you've never seen the original Star Wars.
No, movies 1978 and above.
Right. That was in 77.
Well, okay. So 77 and above.
Okay.
Right. So whatever it is. Basically, when Star Wars came out, right, that's when I started watching movies.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so I'll watch the classics like Gone with the Wind, Jaws, whatever.
Casablanca.
Right. But do I want to watch them? Most of the time, no.
Okay.
I watch them because as a someone who commentates on film, I probably should know about these classic movies. But really, for me, it's like roughly 1980s up for movies and 1990s up for TV show.
Okay.
And anything before that is just so dated for me, I just can't get into it.
Okay, here's a spoiler then for you, Brian. Bambi's mom dies. That's a spoiler from a pre-1977 movie.
Never seen Bambi.
There you go.
It's just,
Guess
you're
what?
just trying to break people.
I've never wanted to. I've never been like, man, I can't wait to watch Bambi. And I know that's crazy. Most people have seen it. But for me, I'm like,
Yeah.
So Brian will go to see the new Snow White, but he won't see the original. Okay.
no, I didn't see the new one either.
You won't go near that.
Nobody did.
You won't go near that dumpster fire, will
Nobody
you?
did. All right.
Right. So I'm in there. I've got a
Okey-doke.
bit of an echo. I've got a bit of an echo in there, so I'm gonna
Are you
just
in there?
make sure I'm muted. So I'm in Discord. I see both of you in there.
Christy was in there for a second.
Yeah, she was in there. All right, so let me explain how it works. I know John sort of did, but I'll go into more detail. Basically, when we start the episode, we're going to start the timer. It's real simple. If you have Amazon or MGM or the Blu-ray set, or you've been to Pirate Bay recently, whatever, however you want to watch it, you can sync up that timer with us, and you can watch along with us. You can watch it on one screen, have us on in the background. If you have two screens, you can have us playing in the background while watching it on your tablet. However you want to do it. Bottom line, this is a bro watch along. Sis watch along.
Yep.
Hanging out with our friends, watching Stargate. And the easiest way to do that, we've discovered, is probably when it comes over the internet, is this way. If you don't have access to Stargate in any capacity and you want to watch it for free, we got you covered. Come into our Discord. The link is in the chat. It's also in Twitter. It's also in the podcast channel. Click on that link. It'll drop you into a voice channel called Watch Party. Once you get in there, you're going to be instantly muted. You will not be able to talk. However, you will be able to watch our stream. And that's where you can watch the show along with us. And it's that
Absolutely.
simple. And
Yeah.
we're doing this every Sunday. Every Sunday, hopefully at 12:30 next time. Because I don't get home until like 12:15.
Yeah. We're trying to disturb him when he's at work in the week now as well, you know.
Yeah, he messaged me. He's
I'm
like,
working, dude.
you coming on? I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. What's the rush, bro? It's like 12:10. I've been fine.
Okay.
But good to go. So yeah, just let me know with the countdown, Brian, and I'll start the clock.
All right. Well, let's make sure you can actually
I don't see a
it
like a
first.
little watch stream.
Yeah, I'm doing that
yet.
right now. I'm doing that right now.
Here we go, everyone.
And where's the button? There it is. Now I just want to make sure you guys can see it. Okay.
Yep, I can see it.
And can you see and hear it?
Yeah. Oh, Chrissy's back in Chromax. Hello, Chromax.
You can see and hear it, correct?
Yeah.
I can hear the blips. You haven't started the stream yet.
I have started the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There you go.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna restart it.
Yeah.
All right. We're starting at 0. Are you guys
Okay.
ready?
5,
In
4, 3, 2,
3,
1.
2, 1, go, John.
Okay.
Hey, we're off.
There you go. The line.
Off to the races. So this is like the first planet we see in Stargate that actually looks like an alien planet. Every
It's
other
really well
one
done.
looks like a part of Canada for some reason. This was hard to do back then. Like they had to color correct and like they had to do some work here to make this look so different.
It does look great, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they did color correct it because even they in this wide shot look a little green. That stereo soundtrack, I can hear it in my left, and then my right, and then my left, and my right. It's pretty cool.
That looks like the stuff Kirk used to make his little makeshift cannon against the Gorn. You know, the yellow stuff.
Spoiler alert, the Gorn does make an appearance in this episode.
Comes straight over the dune.
He's the love interest to Daniel Jackson.
Yeah.
Just
you know, that's
don't
exactly
tell me
what would
he's the
happen
love
if this
interest for the nurse.
If this was made in like
doctor, I mean.
2025,
Dr.
Daniel
Phil.
Jackson would be dating him like clearly a masculine alien.
Yes.
Yeah. General Hammond.
Yeah. There'd be I love that ever with General Hammond, and there'd be like a power discrepancy. There'd be a whole episode just dedicated to that.
Be like General Hammond would be like, I'm in the military. I can't date military people, Daniel. So I'm going with you. I still think these effects look great.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I love this planet.
Yeah.
I'm, to be honest, a little bummed we don't get more of this going forward.
Hey. I always found it was strange that it duplicated him in every way, but didn't the cap.
That's true. Oh, because the cap came off.
Yeah, true.
And the gun dropped too.
They've been there 10 minutes.
There's nothing to see. Just some broken crystals from their perspective. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Nothing. No. Not really much to work with.
Look at those flipping howlitzers that they got off.
Eminently sensible, but is this the first time that we've seen them actually do a radiation scan when they get back? I mean, it makes total sense, but I don't
Yeah.
remember them doing that before.
It is, yeah. But this is what I like as you go along in the series, mate, and future series. You start seeing a lot more stuff that they bring in that does make sense from a defensive point
Yeah,
of
that
view.
they just didn't think of right at the start.
Yeah, yeah. Still gives you goosebumps every time you hear
man.
this intro and see it.
Da-na,
Yeah.
na-na-na-na.
All this, yeah.
This is a little bit out of my range. I'm not going to try singing this.
No, 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 no.
I love
YouTube is so
jumping
strict. I
through
think it's got you a copyright claim. Da, na, 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 na.
Yeah. Sing better next time, Brian.
If you guys are watching in chat, this is a good time to tell us if you have any problems, if you can't hear it, see it, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any issues, so.
It sounds and looks great. Those classic monitors, look. If you see again in this episode, they're now starting again to go into wearing the cap. You know, they did it last episode, but they're now starting to ease more into just wearing the cap, not the helmet and
right,
all the kit.
You know, the actors were like,
yeah,
can we not do these 5-pound helmets, please?
Yeah. I've done 2 hours in the gym with my trainer. I'm on set all day.
Did she say that
I cannot do
around?
it.
Did she say that they'd walked around 10 kilometers on the planet?
That's a long time to walk
It
around.
seemed like they were only there like for a few minutes.
Maybe from our perspective, they only there for a few minutes.
Yeah, there's time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go. It wouldn't be good if the episode spent
Just
an hour
going
of
across.
them walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part 2 is the actual episode.
Part 4, they finally something happened.
they finally run back into Colonel O'Neill.
Oh, he has his memories. Okay.
Yeah. So again, I always thought this, even watching it the first time, of this being like a unisex locker room. In, you know,
Yeah, that'd be weird, right?
Don't get me wrong.
It's too bad that this secret project doesn't have enough budget for separate sex lockers.
Yeah.
Well, dude, they don't even have they have unisex showers too, and there's an episode coming up. I don't want to spoil it, but you realize that there is unisex showers, and there's a funny point where Samantha's like, "Sir, are you out there?" And she's holding the towel against her.
The doctor better be in that episode.
Well, again, I've got no problem with it being unisex changing rooms and showers. You know, that's fine. Carter every day.
I think it would be hyper distracting. Like, we're going on mission? Is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah, we're going on missions, but I've seen you naked. Doesn't that?
I know the Goa'uld are attacking, but we got about 10 minutes at least.
Is that a symbiote, or are you happy to see me?
I've been watching Supernatural again. Amanda Tapping looks so good for her age. It's incredible.
What season's that?
Season 8, I believe. She plays Naomi.
Yeah.
And that's like the last thing I remember her doing. She's looks so great in her 60s now, you know?
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
crazy.
but
Like seeing this now, she's obviously much younger, but like not much has changed in 25 years.
it's like though when I go to the Comic Cons and where I met Richard Dean Anderson, and it's like I do get a little bit sad because he's a lot older now, and you
He
think,
looks
oh, I just
much
want him
older.
to be Jack,
That
jumping
looks
through
like Jodie.
gates and
That
stuff.
looks like Jodie's Whittaker's TARDIS console.
Oh God.
I'm right, John. I'm not kidding, am I?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. God, thank goodness Shooty in here right now because I hate to think what he'd be saying around that.
Hey, Christopher Mays is here. Christopher, if you want to watch the episode with us, you can sync up with the timer or just pop into Discord and the Watch Party channel, dude.
Yeah, good to see you, Christopher.
I know Christopher knows a lot about Discord, so he'll see it.
Yeah.
How would she not know what happened to Jack's family? Wouldn't that be in his? I would assume she'd read his file.
Oh, that wouldn't be in, that kind of stuff wouldn't be. That's her superior. She wouldn't have access to that.
Oh, okay.
Christopher Mays is right there. He does look like Skeletor.
He looks very, very old. Whenever people go like, Richard D. Anderson better be in the Stargate reboot, I'm like, you don't want that, trust me.
Well, do you remember what
I love the man, but like he's very, very old now.
But it's like even in Continuum, I was thinking, he was clearly aging out of it when Continuum was on. And when he came back and did those 2-parters in Atlantis, no spoilers, Gary, you'll see later on. But everything has to move on. But there's no reason why they can't turn up still and just cameo as a military officer.
Yeah. He would have to be like definitely work out for a bit though. He was looking real portly and
yeah.
The long hair doesn't suit him. Like really long white hair. No. Like when you're looking like you're like living out in the woods somewhere.
He's going Jean-Michael Vincent at the moment. Yeah.
Oh wow, looks like he has a type, huh?
Yeah.
White Canadian women with short hair, apparently.
Oh.
So that's Jack's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And I do think this was a good idea to do this in season 1 because I don't think they could have pushed on with Richard Dean Anderson doing more of his comedy without addressing this from the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
The comedy is masking
closure,
pain.
isn't it? Yeah.
That they established. Like his backstory, the reason he those jokes about everything is it's masking a lot of pain.
Yeah. She's like, he's gone a bit nuts.
She should know he's an alien simulant.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know aliens exist, bro. She's not dialed into the Stargate whatsoever. She just thinks this guy is drunk asking about their dead son. Yeah, here's Richard D. Anderson now looks older than the guy talking to him does.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, the chick does look like Christopher writes the girl, the one Sarah looks like Carter for sure, like a slightly older version of Carter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if they cast her because they tried to like push.
I've seen that actress in other
things
before, playing his wife.
I want to say Outer Limits or something like that.
Yeah.
This is the 90s when they gotta bring up the Rodney King riots, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like any TV, any
whereas
TV show in the 90s had to talk about the Rodney King riots.
Like Madonna or something. No, that's not
like, dude, like even like
MTV.
shows like Seventh Heaven, where it was like supposed to be like
Yeah.
about a Wisconsin Christian family comedy, had to bring up
Yeah.
a Rodney King episode.
You would. And you trusted the news at the time, they take it as fact back then, how times change, it's
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it?
That's like that great scene in that movie Time After Time where Jack the Ripper just flips through the channels on H.G. Wells, who's like stunned at the current events. Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie, Time After Time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a TV show that had H.G. Wells.
Oh,
and Jack the Ripper
that's
too.
probably based on the movie. I don't remember the TV show.
I love that show. Until they gender bent H.G. Wells. Oh, dude, I bet you the TV show was based on the movie because the movie came out in 1979. Yeah, there's a TV
Great
show.
movie if you haven't seen it. It's within your window too, so you can see it. It's actually really, really good. With Malcolm
I'll check it
McDowell.
out. I like Malcolm McDowell. I think he's
David
great.
Warner plays Jack the Ripper. He's really good.
I'll check it out.
I do like this.
They did do a gender swapped H.G. Wells in Warehouse 13, but that was really good.
Yeah, it was good. You're right. That was good.
I
But
do
Warehouse
like
13 was charming. So go ahead, John.
I was going to say, I do chuckle at this because I think he says at one point, he says to O'Neill's duplicate, he basically says, if you upset her or something, you're going to have to go through me. And like O'Neill will be like, I'm special forces, mate. I lead the primary team that goes through the gate. You really think I'm going to be scared of you?
I can literally go through you.
Yeah. There
it
it
is. This guy's like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, that's not necessarily like a physical threat. It could just be.
Yeah, well, like,
Yeah.
O'Neill's copy is like going, I could kill you with my thumb.
13 ways.
Hi, Juliet. Good to see you.
Good evening, Juliet.
Hello, Juliet.
Hello.
Welcome to the fun. Very 90s sort of slow-mo romantic moment.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
I don't think Richard Dean Anderson gets enough credit though, because I've had people from time to time downplay how good an actor he is, but he's a terrific actor, and
Yeah, he is.
you see him in scenes like this. He's very good, as well as doing the humor.
I'm boggled as to tell an accent, how an actor accesses the emotions that you need to deal with the death of a child. I mean, that seems like incomprehensible to me.
Yeah.
Right. It'd be impossible.
What's going on in there?
They do not. Nowadays, my phone can do that faster.
Yeah. Yeah. Just pull out an iPhone now.
I can run the entire gate
Where's
on my
the doctor?
She's taking a shower, Gary.
Don't tease me.
He was an absolute punk.
I'm an alien from another planet.
I'm blue.
I'm blue. He just opens his mouth. Music starts playing. Yeah, I didn't like Apophis either, Chris. That was like the worst of the Goa'uld characters, in my opinion. He's so like one-dimensional villain, you know. Now, Ball is a great villain.
Oh, Ball.
So is Apophis, to be honest.
Anubis.
Oh no, Anubis. I meant.
Yeah. Satan.
Yeah, you're right. The mobile app would freeze constantly. I would accidentally end up on the water planet. It would replace the symbols with emojis. Poop emoji, thumbs up.
Yeah. Poop emoji is locked.
He's
emoji
really
locked.
good. He's really good at with the like the little twitches and the. I mean, he's good at playing something that's not quite human. This is really good.
Yeah, he's a very good actor. People forget that this guy's been acting. He's a career actor. He's been acting his entire life.
And I think when I listened to Joe Flanagan when he was talking about Stargate Atlantis, and I think he said about it was quite common at the time that actors would just sign with studios. So they would sign a contract with studios to appear in multiple series, whether they got commissioned or not.
That's true. Yeah.
So whether he was also signed up on those sort of deals, I don't know. But
it was a very common thing when there was network television for actors to sign with a network so that the network had a catalog of actors they knew they can use for a show versus having to try to find, giant casts, especially when every show was an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
That's what I mean. I still think the effects are great today as they were then,
Right.
Was that like a class of bourbon? People are just drinking in the gate room?
Yeah.
Poop emoji.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jack.
Yeah.
Why isn't the iris working?
But that's the thing. He says someone used a remote. Is he meaning about the signal to open the gate? Because they didn't have the tech to dial the gate remotely.
Yeah. Have they mentioned the remote before?
Yeah. Yeah, they all have the
strapped to their arms. Yeah,
strapped to their arms.
I'm MacGyver.
Yeah.
Man, getting back.
Great.
In 2025, there would have been a different word. Get me the f out of here.
Yeah.
Hammond's the GOAT, bro. Don Davis for the win.
Just Don Davis. I think I said before, the first episode, before Stargate, I saw him in, was it season 2 of X-Files, where he plays Scully's dad.
Yep,
and died. And he was great in that. But then he used to turn up in like Con Air and stuff as little cameos and stuff. And I always thought, oh, he's a good little character actor.
Dude, the
But then he
time
just
travel
hammered it.
episode, that's
Yes.
where he shines. He has
Brilliant.
he has this moment where his face just tells the whole story in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Great.
And there's a future one coming up. I'm not going to say what it is. All I'm going to say is, yee-haw!
Yes. Yeah, you're talking about the finale, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's
Right.
so good. And when he gets to brief the president, we're gonna get there. We'll get there, Gary.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to the two of you. I'm watching the show.
Gary's now quitting work and he's going to just jump ahead and watch multiple seasons.
We might have to start watching.
I've already developed the ability
Yeah.
I've already developed
Great.
the ability to selectively tune you two out when you start doing
Christopher, please don't spoil the 25-year-old episode.
Well,
Chris, Gary
I
has
haven't
never seen it.
Christopher,
It's
I
new
haven't
for
seen
Gary.
these before.
Do you know what's going to happen from everybody in the community now? Gary's going to get flooded with emails just ruining episode after episode.
I'll write a computer program screening those out.
Yeah. Carter has a baby.
And it's half gold.
Yeah.
Looks like a mermaid.
But again, we've talked about the number of episodes in each season for SG1, and it gives them the opportunity. They'd established themselves now, and I think at this point they'd already been commissioned for a season 2 and a season 3,
Right.
And they spent the time with these character episodes that really help it. And then you get more as you go forward. You get all the lore episodes start coming in more.
Yeah, remember the first 3 seasons were on Showtime.
Oh.
Yeah. Where did it go to in the US after that? After Showtime, was it?
Went
Sci-Fi
to
Channel.
Sci-Fi.
Okay, yeah.
Or whatever they called
And
it.
Sci-Fi signed the most.
Whatever they called it,
Iffy.
10 names back.
It was like the original Sci-Fi, like
Yeah.
S.
When they
CI.
actually showed good stuff.
The science fiction channel. Dude, Sci-Fi signed the most one-sided, most ridiculous distribution deal of all time. To the
Here
point
we
where
go.
when the show ended, they couldn't continue for years on television.
That's
Even though
crazy.
Sci-Fi didn't want them.
But Sci-Fi then went on to doing stuff like Mega Goat
Sharknado.
versus Giant Parrot and stuff like that, didn't they?
Now they
These
do
crazy type
Now they
shows.
do like Sharknado marathons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sci-Fi went on to be like the WWE channel for like 3 years. It's
Yes.
nothing but WWE. Like, what's going on?
Crazy. But it shows at the time we were lucky because we were getting really good sci-fi on a regular basis.
We were. And then it was all WWF
Yeah.
and Fast and the Furious ripoffs. Remember that?
Yeah, I
Why
do.
don't they just ask him, what's the last thing you remember? I remember touching this crystal and then it all went black. Then they'd be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Chris, yeah, that's a shame.
Yep, you're
I think-
totally right.
I think it's similar in the UK, really. I think because although it was Sci-Fi with you guys, it was Sky that aired it in the UK.
Sky One, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and the History Channel was basically all ancient aliens and Hitler.
yeah, it was.
Like,
Hitler's quest for the secret Bible or something like that. Yeah,
Hitler's quest for alien technology. Like, there's that. The ultimate History Channel.
I just glanced at Christie's comment about it's hard not to say anything about the upcoming. Feel free to put anything you guys want in the chat. I'm watching the episode, so you guys can talk about whatever future stuff you want to, Christy. It's not gonna.
and
So I'm going to
Chris,
spoil something for you,
I'm
Gary.
not gonna go back and
Daniel
read.
Jackson dies.
yeah,
Did you just say something?
And then dies again.
Did you just say something?
And then dies the third time.
I tuned you out.
Christy, it's fine. We've already broken him. It's all okay.
Everything was ghost, alien, Bigfoot, and Hitler. There was so much Hitler, especially in the early 2000s. Everything was about Hitler. It was so weird.
Do you know, there was one I actually sat and watched the other day, and it was History Channel, Himmler's search for the Ark of the Covenant. You know,
Just ask Indiana Jones. Did they ever like market these crystals as like Stargate merch? That would have been good.
Dude, the Stargate merch was so lax back then. They did not do a good job.
Yeah.
Case in point, I've had the same Stargate shirt on my Amazon list as an Amazon listing for like 22 years. It still sells. Because they don't have a lot of good merch for Stargate.
It's strange, isn't it, though? Because, you know, at one point, you know, they were doing sort of like, what was it, like master replicas and stuff, were doing expensive stuff, weren't they?
Right, but you know what they never did that I'm pissed off about? A ZPM.
You're right, they didn't.
I wanted a ZPM so bad.
F302s, they were doing all of it, weren't they?
Oh man, I still want a ZPM right behind me. And put them right behind me. Like the Tony Stark.
How could he just escape from the complex without anybody knowing?
He just walked out. He's Colonel Jack O'Neill.
Yeah, but don't you have to? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Gary. It's not like it's a top secret, high quality military complex or anything.
Silly me.
There's a little foreshadowing with that book on the table next to the thing. I just saw that.
Yeah.
So you know they had a plan. The first couple seasons were written out for sure.
Yeah.
I miss those days when they would actually like order 3 seasons. After a good pilot, they would order 3 seasons right away.
Yeah.
So the writers knew they can write 3 seasons of
That's
content.
funny.
Yeah.
Reese says, I've seen your world. I need this weapon. That's great.
I mean, you're right. I think they don't do it now. I mean, it's season to season, isn't it, really? Unless you're talking about Discovery, which...
Right, yeah. Now everything's like in 8 episode chunks.
Yeah. Again, 8 episode chunks just doesn't work. By the time you get
to the
end
come on,
of it...
Teal'c isn't a Vulcan. I mean, you don't necessarily need to...
He can't get rid of that gold thing on his head.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
There's a giant gold tattoo on his head.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
That's pretty distinct.
that's like one of the strangest things people wear these days.
Yeah. I mean, even now that would be weird to see. And I've seen a guy with dragon fangs, and tattoos on his eyes. You know,
are you actually real life living supernatural, mate?
I'm living in Southern California, where everyone's a little weird. And so the weirdest of us are straight up like trying to become dragons.
Yeah, that's concerning.
And they do eyeball tattoos here, bro. Which is
eyeball tattoos.
Yeah, they black out their eyes with ink.
That's insanity.
Insanity. Don't touch them.
I was going to say, shouldn't she be flying across the room?
Is she about to say, Jack, is this why you broke off our relationship?
No, she broke up with him. She left him, remember?
Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah, because she blamed him for the death of their son.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
It's not even unreasonable. I get it. That's the same exact location of the hospital and Supernatural, by the way. That's how you know they're shooting in Canada. It's always the same hospital.
Canada only has one hospital.
Chris, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. mighty jean jackets. They were massive in the UK,
Yeah.
but everybody had them. And shell suits were still around. Did you guys have shell suits in the US?
No, not that I know of.
Absolute fire hazard.
Right.
You know, if a match hit them, you're going up.
I like the BDUs they're wearing. They have that black lining. When I was in the military, that did not exist.
Really?
Those black lining BDUs look sick.
I am from the planet Vulcan.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. This is loads of people in hospital just checking themselves out. Forget the evacuation. Let's get out of here.
That's right. You got to fill out the forms.
Yeah.
Is it the Air Force, Chris? I bet you that's probably why. Super rad, black lined BDUs with the black shirt. My BDUs were so cheap. I should join the Air Force. I made a mistake.
So I really hope Brad Wright is involved in any future Stargate when it comes back. I'm saying
Yeah.
when.
So do I, but I think it's a long shot.
Yeah.
Also, Brad Wright's also getting much older too. Like these people are all aging very quickly.
Yeah.
So when we get into Stargate, it's like, there's only a handful of people that will want to be involved, considering their advanced age.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, Samantha Carter can be there.
Yeah.
She looks fantastic.
Chris Judge.
Yeah, Chris Judge, Michael Shanks for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think RDA will be there. I don't think that other guy, what's his name, the
Mitchell.
I haven't seen Mitchell act in
No.
a long time. David Hewitt he's acting, but rarely. Jason Momoa is way too famous to be on Stargate, you know?
Yeah. I think
The chick that plays Teal'c or Taylor, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She's sort of aged out of the job too, to be honest.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it, when you sort of think about it and you think, actually, blimmin' heck, it was 2009 that SG1, you know, with the exception of the Blu-ray movie releases, it finished.
Right, but wasn't
Atlantis carried on.
She was already like 48 by then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Late 40s, dude. Yeah. The show went on for a long time.
It did. And again, it's just credit to the writing and the acting that it was just so popular.
Cameron Mitchell would come back. Yeah, probably.
Mm.
I mean, but he's not working at all right now. I'm not sure why.
The last time I saw him in it, Ben Browder in something was, I think it was a Matt Smith Doctor Who episode, A Town Called Mercy. Yeah. I haven't seen him in anything else since.
Oh, he was on a show called Arrow.
Oh, okay.
Looks like he was in Landman. He's doing a lot of CW's Warner Brothers stuff. Landman, Walker, SWAT. Oh, he's working. Yeah. That's good for him.
Yeah, and Richard Dean Anderson is just the goat, isn't he? He's just a quality actor. Yeah, like I said to you at the Comic Con that I went to. Chris has said it. Ben Browder's in Landman.
Yeah, Ben Browder's in Landman for sure.
Okay,
I saw it on there.
Richard Dean Anderson at the Comic Con. You know, he gives me a big bear hug and then decides to sign my T-shirt without asking me. Teal'c's missing his staff weapon at this moment.
Ooh. That was
Hi,
good
Juliet.
effect.
Glad you got into the Discord. Hopefully, you can watch the rest of it with us now. Remember, we've got another episode coming up after this, so you'll hopefully be able to watch that without any problems whatsoever.
Is someone having problems?
It's Juliet again. She's struggled to get in. She's just got in though. So
once you're in, stay in there because we're gonna watch another episode after this.
yeah.
Oh, come on, hug him.
Imagine how devastating that would be to see your dead son suddenly just reappear right in
devastating.
front of
Come
you.
on, hug him.
Yeah.
I would literally quit the military right there.
Yeah. And then, of course, his ex-wife sees him now as well. Which, here we go.
Oh, don't tell me she wouldn't faint. You'd faint.
Yeah.
You would.
Just thank heaven for small mercies. Shoot your gat while wanting this one, mate. Be picking him up off the floor.
One of these two people would hug him. It is impossible that they wouldn't. Just even knowing that wasn't really him, they would.
Hi, Christy. If you go down to your bottom right, there's a little volume button. You might be able to slide it up there to increase the volume.
Yeah, you can actually just right mouse click in Discord, right mouse click on the stream itself, and then go to volume and slide it up or down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little volume icon at the bottom right. If you hover over it, you can boost it.
Hopefully that helps.
Is it okay for you guys watching?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. It's great.
I just boost my regular computer volume.
But, hopefully we get shows that come back like this in the future, because what I really like is you have these brilliant little character pieces, then you have an episode like the Nox. So there's a good variation in a season of great episodes.
See, I would think Jack and his wife would be in a better position to get back together after this.
No one at this point wants that. They're all rooting for Carter. And
no, but
and
I mean,
Jack.
you know what I mean in terms of they both have closure on this now.
Yeah. What you get in the next episode, mate, is he's actually buying clothing that his ex used to wear to get Carter to wear, just to complete the look.
He's just slowly transforming her into Sarah.
He's got.
That's a good one. That was the best one. That was the best one so far. In my opinion.
Well, you're in for a treat then. I think they get better.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, so that was what was it called? Cold Lazarus?
Cold
Lazarus.
Cold Lazarus, yeah.
I love how like on shows like this, like sometimes I always go back, especially if I'm like binging shows, and because at first the titles of like I'm doing like Elementary now, and sometimes the titles don't make sense going in, but you go back and you look at the title again after you've seen it, and you realize like how clever the titles are, even if they
Right.
don't make sense at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it's
Called Lazarus. That's a good title for this episode.
Yeah.
it's a good episode. And then when we finish with the Nox episode, what we'll do is we'll give both a score out of 10, and Gary can tell us how much he loves.
I like
Both
this one, even though the
episodes.
doctor was only in one scene. I really like this episode. I assumed that these episodes weren't filmed in the episode in the order they were shown, right? Because I mean, I imagine like on, because some shows they move all of the quote unquote better
sometimes they move
episodes
things
to the
around.
front.
I do
Well, they
know too. There's some shenanigans with the current Amazon listing because this should have not been the 6th episode. It should have been the 7th.
Yeah.
Because they took the first 2 episodes and they combined it into one long pilot.
Split them up.
Yes.
Which means that if you were watching it like the release or by DVD or whatever, we're actually 1 episode ahead, technically, number wise.
Yeah.
And yes, most TV shows, especially back then, that were episodic, didn't require you to tell the story in a particular order.
Right.
Which means they can move things around depending on what their stats said was best for that time of year or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure the summer, when shows had episodes in the summer, they'd probably tend to have like larger set pieces, more action. And in the winter, I'm assuming they would probably go more interceptive character pieces. I remember talking to a writer once that worked for showrunners, and they would actually write back in the day. They used to write episodes for the time of the year they were on, and they would just sort of piece together the season once they got the green light. It's sort of brilliant because it made for like interesting TV. But I think this episode couldn't have been earlier, and it shouldn't have been later. It was sort of pretty much right in the perfect place because we are still watching the team become, more and more friendly with each other. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of, I guess, John, what you were saying before, this is kind of like the last lingering thread from the movie.
Yeah, and I think that they were very, very wise to address it at this point because, as I said, you need to wrap up that whole trauma of losing his son. That there are still elements of it as you go along in the show, but certainly for where it goes on from here, you have O'Neill for me who, gets more humorous and sarcastic, but he gets better and better. So I think it's a really good idea that they did an episode like this. I mean, again, to an extent, this would have been the old, they do it in Doctor Who, but they call it the Doctor Light episode, don't they? Where they, it's a budget.
Well, right now, those are the best ones.
Exactly.
Anything without Doctor Who.
There, I said it.
Yeah. And
this episode, did not develop in the way that I thought it was going to at the beginning. I thought it was going to be, okay, here's a doppelganger. I did not think that it would switch to be basically like an emotional episode.
Right.
And again, you have the team also, because Jack's a very private person, and Daniel knew about what had happened, but he doesn't like to give much away, but then he's got the team there at the end and they're seeing, what is going on with the alien, but they're also seeing the trauma of him and his ex-wife right there,
Well, now at this point, I mean, pretty much everybody who was in that control room at the end, hey, who's that kid with Colonel O'Neill? Oh, that's an alien replica of his deceased son. Really? Okay, there you go. So.
Yeah. I wonder if he still goes back from time to time and just like plays games with him on that planet, just takes a couple of days, goes back there through the gate.
I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I would never do that. I'd be like, let's just completely forget this happened. This is traumatic for me.
You would need
counsel. They could set up a basketball court on that planet.
Oh God. Yeah, one thing we also never got is like we never see this race. Obviously, it's an intelligent species. We never see them again. Like,
No.
We just don't.
Well, okay, let me clarify something before we move on. Maybe they said it and it was just dialogue that I missed. When the crystal entity comes in, she said, like, help us. What was help them in what way?
Get back to the planet.
Yeah,
because
okay. So basically, it's like take me, but even the little shards like that were sentient and needed to go back to the planet.
Yeah, and
that makes sense.
Wiped them out basically. I think
that makes sense.
I think from memory, I think they do another version of them does turn up in Stargate Atlantis, and that's the only other time we see them because I think that they're a more quite an evil kind of version of them.
I have seen the movie.
Right.
I have seen the movie Christie a few times. So, but before this started, I hadn't seen the actual series.
Yeah,
gotcha.
She just asked. She asked that in the chat.
So timescales. If you don't want to come in Discord, that's cool. We're gonna start the timer again on this next episode. We're gonna watch the Nox next, and if you got Amazon or MGM or whatever, or just boot it up. We're watching the Nox. So on Amazon, that would be episode 7.
7. Yeah.
Right.
If
you have the old DVDs, it would probably be episode 8, I think.
I haven't seen this episode yet, but why didn't they call it Nox Who's There?
Yeah, because it's not modern day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not 2025. Yeah, so if you have it on Amazon timescales, you can just boot it up there and just sync your clock with our clock. And we're going to start the episode right now.
Yeah.
And when you see the clock, just sync it with us so that the commentary makes sense. It'd be weird if we were behind or ahead of us and we're like talking about something that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So
okay. Yeah, and honestly, the best way to do it would be to probably just watch it on Amazon and sync it up with us, have us in the background or whatever. Yeah. But some people don't have Amazon Prime, so we have Discord options.
Yep, absolutely. Let me know when you're ready, Brian. I'll start the clock.
Here we go. In 3. By the way, episode 7, season 1, The Nox. 1 in 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off.
Did that say rated TV PG for flashing lights?
Here you go then. So they're now starting to see the political element of it, of what are you bringing back? We're paying out a fortune for this military operation. What defensive gear are you bringing?
Yeah, the government is paying all this because they want them to bring back something helpful to the government, which makes complete sense.
Weapons.
Yeah. That's a good
Which is why we
response.
need to keep exploring to find something, you idiot.
Nice guy, that Apophis.
Yeah, seems like a swell fellow.
Yeah, must invite him over. That looks great.
You could poke so many holes in that dummy's argument.
Yeah, look at that there. That looks great.
That's great. Yeah, Canada. I actually think I might like to live in Canada because I like the overcast.
Do you think they'd actually do this now? Would they just do like the Disney do, where they just have it as a backdrop, and then they do it in the, what is it, the vault or whatever it's called, or the, you know, they do it in the studio.
It's called it's called
I forget the name of it, but you know what I mean, don't you? It's,
it's like a
they
giant
do Star Wars.
It's basically a giant projection wall. I forgot what it's called too.
Yeah.
They would not go on location now.
And again, this is why these shows are still great, because the location shots are so much better, in my opinion.
People don't seem to understand that it looks fake. I don't care how realistic the lighting is. Like, it looks fake.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like a more advanced version of, you know, me having a virtual backdrop on this stream. You know, it's kind of, it can look good at times, but I know it's fake and people can see it's fake. Whereas you're out on location, it just works so much better.
Right.
I love this intro again. Just timescales. I wonder how many people in the US have actually watched Blake 7.
Well, you can get the
box sets.
Box sets.
It's a early 80s sci-fi show in the UK.
Yeah, 78 to 81.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Armin Shimerman.
So at least they've confirmed early on there is invisibility there.
Right.
Oh, the invisible hummingbird with fangs.
Yeah.
Shoot it.
That's a really good point.
Yes.
Too slow.
Who was it though?
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. Here's the worst Goa'uld in history.
Yeah. I actually found
the best way to
amazing.
stand out and to blend in would be to wear all gold.
Yeah. I always found it amazing though that he actually went on this mission with a few of his Jafar.
Right.
Normally, he would stay at home and send them in to deal with it.
Yeah, I knew it.
Second worst.
Chris, who's the worst? Are you talking?
Who's the worst? Who's the worst, Chris?
Nearty? Or is it what's his name?
My big brain says Baal's the best. Oh yes, the guy who does the cult leader is the worst.
Yeah.
I liked Anubis.
Yeah, I enjoyed
maybe I like the story, but not the guy. I don't know.
It was the same guy who played Anubis who played Sokar, wasn't he? I like Sokar. That wasn't around for a while.
So my big brain says Baal is the best, but my little brain says Hathor is the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why.
Gee.
That episode's going to make
This is
Gary
the
very
downside
happy.
of this is the downside of having Dane on this team, because every time there's a potential of getting his wife back, everything else is secondary.
Like, we have to get up.
Yeah.
He's wearing gold lipstick, guys. How is he not the worst?
Insert.
Look at it. He has gold lipstick on his face.
Insert Shooty Gatwa joke here.
Oh no, I could actually see him
I
playing.
can see it too. Yeah.
Of course.
He turns around, he's just got his ass cut out.
I like playing games.
John, you know, the Stargate reboot, if they bring back the character, he's going to play it. You know it.
I think I'm glad that the Stargate reboot's on Amazon. There's a shot. There's a good shot. It'll be good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a shot it'll be bad too, but there's a shot it'll be good.
I think especially with Jennifer Tolkien no longer there.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't.
Oh.
Mm.
Wow. Apophis just taking everyone out.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a time reset.
Shova means traitor. That is Jaffa for F you.
He's so badass, isn't he?
Yeah, he's awesome. I die free.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd he go? What? Out.
Runs off because he's scared now, like just waddles off.
Okay, so this is the afterlife then.
If that's the afterlife, it sucks.
Yeah. There's no food. Everything's dark.
I'm wearing torn clothing, sitting in a mud hut. This sucks.
Now, with the series, I think the Nox only appear
Daniel.
one other time in the series after this.
Yep. They only appear one other time, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, so this is the first time Daniel Jackson dies. Remember, I told you Daniel Jackson's going to die. Didn't I say that, Gary?
You did.
Yeah.
So if I was right about that, was I right about the other 4 times, Gary? You're going to find out. Let's just start counting down.
Around the same point every season he dies.
This is death 1, just so you know.
Gary's brain is going a bit like Borg at the moment. It's
Let's
trying to
just say
figure out
that
all the-
Daniel
all the-
Jackson's very, very
all in
good
the
at dying.
afterlife. This is all in the afterlife, man.
If you ever watch Supernatural, it's sort of the same vibes. Dean is very good at dying. I think Dean holds the record. He died 613 times on screen. That character died 613 times on screen in Supernatural. That's incredible.
Yeah. Look at that. Bad hair day.
Oh, that's what happens when you live in a mud hut.
Yeah, yeah. So you're that advanced that you can't get
Wrong,
yourself a
Daniel.
proper hat.
You are food.
Yeah, he just carve them up.
The casting for the Nox is incredible.
Yeah. What was he in? Was it LA Law he was in? That Nox there. I
was that the
swear he
Nox?
was. Yeah.
Is that the Nox? Okay.
There you go.
Arush. Teal'c.
Yeah. Yeah, they are
This
good.
is like legend music.
One of the 4 races, Christy, as well.
Yep. One of the big 4.
And not my favorite. I'm sure Brian will probably agree. We'll agree on who our favorite race is.
The Asgard.
Yeah. Just no contest.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Oh, it's Quark.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is Quark.
See, if you guys had dedication, real dedication to this stream, the two of you would have dressed up like this today for the show.
That's just me getting out of bed for work in the morning,
Yeah,
mate.
bro. I mean, that no effort right there.
Apart from the hair, it takes me a lot of work. 6 weeks to grow one on top of the head.
Hasn't he learned you don't just eat whatever they give you on alien planets anymore?
I mean, if they keep you alive, if they
By
just
now.
brought you back to life, I think I'm going to eat your food.
Or even if it's poisonous, they'll bring you back again.
I do not.
Which is not a no.
Chris, yeah, they were. There was some great lore being built in that in this SG1. It was great.
No freyu.
Oh, they talk.
No freyu. Food.
Oh, he's in love.
Yeah.
I hate this guy so much. Like, he sucks so bad.
Yeah.
He really is quite horrible.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we get rid of him. We dispatch him pretty quickly.
No, thank you.
I love the way Jack gives it to Daniel. Yeah. Just like the food. You have it, Daniel.
Here you go, boss. Chopper eye.
It's quite a coup getting Armin Shimerman on for an episode, though. But it shows how good of an actor he is because he was great as Quark.
They
He was in
learned how to
Buffy at
speak
the time,
English
wasn't he?
in this brief amount of time.
Yeah. So they've given him just like a little a slice of bread that they've just put into a pattern shape for him to eat.
Yeah. Have you guys ever cosplayed this on like Halloween?
I did dress up as SG1.
No, I mean the Nox.
No.
Okay.
No, it's still on the list, mate. It really is.
All right.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get my wife to dress up like an Orion slave girl just once. It's hard to do, man.
Negotiations still ongoing.
Yeah, yeah, 22 years, and then I'm getting closer every year.
Well, 25 is approaching. That's a biggie. So
yeah, I guess the full green body paint is definitely.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, your wife is like, do you know how long it'll take me to do all of that color?
I will help you.
She's like, I'm not falling for that one.
You know, if she won't do that, have her do like
they have
a Dabo.
so they have a leader.
Have her do like a Dabo girl or something.
You guys get this? Like they actually do have a leader, but they won't let them. And they asked them if we can have some of your medicine. They're like, no.
Yeah.
These people are clearly advanced, and they don't. They'll help them, but they don't want to actually help them.
Yeah, Chris, if
look, it's important. Look.
I love her. Like, come here. I love that gesture. That's cool.
Uh-oh.
Teal'c's
yeah.
There's a lot of Star Trek actors in SG1.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Supernatural actors. I'm sorry, SG1 actors in Supernatural. It's almost like this group of people know each other. They just move around.
It's like I said to you, I've just finished all of the seasons of Psych, and there's so many Stargate actors that are in that.
Yeah.
Why don't they just say these people are a danger to you and just be really clear?
I don't think that the Nox believe that anyone's a danger to them.
Yeah. So complete pacifists.
Right.
Yeah, Scales, it's a good episode, this one. It's a favourite of mine. Chris, if Brian does that, I will fly over to Vegas for that as well. You know, I'm saying it now.
Yeah, the what do you call it? The Salty Nerd guys were trying to get me to do a Vegas meetup.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because I got to talk to him about Sha're.
Sha're. Wait, Apophis keeps popping up for many seasons? I don't remember that. Maybe it's got blocked out because he's such a horrible character.
Yeah, he does it. They sort of hint of him for a while, don't they? Then he turns up, and then when he's gone, he kind of pops back again later on.
I hate that actor. I mean, I'm sorry, not the actor. I hate the character. I don't mind the actor. I'm sure he's fine, but the character.
Wait, so they're afraid that Apophis is going to basically just keep looking until they find this guy. Why don't they just like take the guy's body and like dump him in the forest somewhere for him to find?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's horrible. Horrible character.
The
Jeez.
Christian Bale Batman School of Acting.
I'm so glad they got rid of that stupid voice too, and they only do it like when they're pissed or whatever.
Yeah,
it does not sound good. It's okay in small doses, but not like when the character talks like that the entire time. It's distracting.
It's the one time when I'm like, I loved it was kind of Anubis, really. With Anubis, I was like,
I liked it with
So
Hathor.
wait, are they?
Because
So wait, are they literally brothers?
that's the moment you realize how evil she is.
Yeah.
You know?
No, they're not brothers, but
He thinks they are
they were
because
close
they're
from
both
another
black and
mother.
they have a gold tattoo on their head.
They're both Jafar.
I mean, yeah, the Nox are racist.
Yeah.
What, all gold tattooed people are brothers now, huh?
Yeah. You wait for the Twitter response we're going to get now. All Jafar are free.
I die free. That was a sick line.
Yeah.
Super based.
So they kind of skip over that force field later on, don't they, in SG1? Because with this bit, you know, where the tranquilizer dart didn't go through the force field, they do establish it later on, whereby the tranquilizer darts will go through a force field.
Yeah,
because
so
it's an energy dampening weapon, shield, isn't it?
Yeah, so the faster something's moving, the more it'll block it. So the way they deal with the force fields in the future is with slow moving weapons, knives, bow and arrows, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
they don't really use the. Remember, not all the Goa'uld have the same exact tech. Some have different tech. So some they share a lot of stuff, but some have stuff that only that because they're technically not like while they have an alliance, they're not allies.
Yeah. I just get the feeling the Nox got to their advanced level of civilization when they hit seeing 80s rock videos with that haircut.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? The what videos?
Yeah, the Nox clearly are watching 80s rock videos and pop videos with that haircut.
Yeah, you're not going to catch
They're all
that thing with
socialists.
an arrow.
Yeah, he was in LA Law, I think, back in the early 90s.
The only way the Nox can get to their level of technology is by having no actual adversary for hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
No conflict. That's why they can be passive, because they develop to the point where they're so beyond people, you know.
Yeah. And again, they predate the Goa'uld, don't they? So they went all that time without having to worry about it. So
I think they predate everyone but the Furlings, right?
Yeah, the Furlings.
Yeah, that's too bad. We never saw the Furlings, I guess.
Yeah.
Angus, like, what I'm trying to say is, do you have medicine that'll help my wife? The rotation of a planet around the sun.
You look great. Yeah.
He is teleporters.
It's a great episode, isn't it? Talking about who's right in this, going after, who's right and who's wrong.
Quite frankly, O'Neill's wrong because he doesn't have all the information.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand that they don't require protection.
Yeah.
They think that they're just like some savages in the woods.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that character's in two places at the same time. You realize that?
Yeah.
I just caught that. He's talking to Daniel Jackson.
The other one's Armin Shimerman.
No, they're not. They're not the same character.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Dude, for a minute there, my brain was breaking. I was like, "What? They look so much alike." I think it's the hair.
You're establishing a whole new law for the Nox.
Yeah, I was about to make a theory video. Wait a minute.
Yeah. You're now writing. You're now writing the new series of Stargate, mate.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I mean, these Nox are dismissing all of their concerns for their safety. Then why don't they ask, do you have some form of self-protection that
you're gonna find out
is not? I know, but I mean, do you think they would ask that?
Well, from their perspective, they're living in grass huts.
Yeah.
They don't have technology.
Yeah, right. But I mean, by now they've been all over the universe. They should know that things aren't always what they seem.
This guy just pops up out of nowhere.
That's funny.
Hey, Lord Forth. Good to see you, mate. I do love it, like many times. Daniel's trying to be diplomatic, and then O'Neill will just literally shout out something to just completely ruin what he's attempting to do.
Oh, that sounds so bad. So bad.
If you had the budget for that electrocution effect, you'd be dead right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky we don't have the budget for this hand tool.
That's right.
We wasted it on the shield.
We never got the mini series of Teal'c's first prime for him for ages. Just
That's true.
coming home from work screaming. Uh-oh.
They're all psychic. They should know.
Yeah.
What now? Do you believe me?
Smacks a leaf.
Yeah. So they're not healing Teal'c at the moment, but that's probably because they realise the junior, the symbiote in him, will do that anyway.
Yeah.
So even with that, O'Neill and co still don't understand that, you need to just leave these people be. If they can keep bringing people back from the dead and go invisible, they're way beyond you.
And it's even more than that. It's not just the invisibility. Like,
yeah,
the reveal at the end here is pretty great. We're going to see it right now.
Yeah. The soundtrack is really good for season 1 as well.
I just watched that Ridley Scott's Legend for the first time about 3 weeks ago, and this is kind of reminding me a little bit of that.
Yeah,
just the look of it.
I forget the name of the guy that did the soundtrack for season 1, and too. But I think he got nominated for an award at the time because it was it was really good.
You hear that? So when they have to bring someone back from a life, they have to become visible. That's their weakness.
Yeah. That's not going to end well, is it?
No.
Little boy wanting to see a Goa'uld.
Yeah. Jack was a dad. He should know that kids aren't. Yeah.
I'm not sure from what I said earlier, really, I'm not sure it works with Apophis being in this episode, because for me, a Goa'uld, they don't do these sort of advanced missions. They send their teams out, the Jafar soldiers, to go to planets and hoard and loot and bring things back. So I think it would have been a lot stronger if it had just been Jafar on the planet, potentially. Oh, Chris, good point. Good point. Great stuff. Christy, I feel that they probably have got some element of ascension. Definitely, if they're able to do all of this and they're pacifists, that they must have that ascension ability within them at some point. Thanks, Lord Foff. Yeah, it was an idea just so everyone can watch in and keep up to date with it as we go along. So yeah, it'll always be there.
Yep.
Absolutely, Chris. Yeah. All he wants is a bit of latinum. Yeah.
i.e., speed.
Yeah.
Or you could just run up behind him and slap him real hard.
Well, literally slap him, not punch him. So he turns around and says, "Ow!
That's right.
You slapped a god."
Oh, this isn't a time for a nap. Where's Sha're?
Unlike stormtroopers in Star Wars, though, Jafar are quite accurate with their staff weapons.
I keep thinking the Ewoks are going to show up.
Yeah. Yeah. Carry on regardless.
Shoot him.
Yeah.
Oops.
Chris, yeah, absolutely. They are definitely used to intimidate, humans throughout the galaxy, without a doubt. And we see a few more weapons as we go along, don't we?
Yeah, good ones too.
Yeah. Can't beat a good Zat.
Yeah, nothing's better than a good Zat.
Yeah.
Although the way those work are still a little bit confusing.
Yeah. Just double tap it every time.
Right.
Big hair.
Yeah. You're back.
Yeah, here comes the reveal.
Yeah.
Remember that for when we get to Atlantis.
Yeah.
That's
that architecture is very similar.
Yeah, it is. You saying they nicked it?
Maybe they shared it with the
Yeah.
ancients.
I always felt that with the four races, that because they were on the same level and they effectively had an alliance, didn't they, and a treaty,
Right.
that they did do that.
Because humans are technically just an offshoot of ancients, right?
Yeah. It's like the second iteration, isn't it? I think.
Right. Right.
The fifth race.
The fifth race.
Do they come back to this planet later?
Nope.
No.
That's a good line.
So I love it again. It's teaching them a lesson. You're not as powerful as you think you are. There's species out
Right.
here who are far more powerful, but they just don't show themselves often. They don't need to be concerned about the Goa'uld.
Right.
And that builds it as you go along in the seasons to come. That's a great lesson that they've just established right there.
Right.
Very good.
Yep.
Great episode, dude. Great
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Superb stuff. Yeah. So we'll go round starting with Gary. Gary, what's your score for the first episode out of 10, and what's your score for the Nox out of 10?
Isn't it great, folks, that he doesn't give me 10 seconds to figure out what it is I think about a show? Isn't it?
I know you.
Great?
I know you though.
How are you not already formulating an opinion?
Yeah. You know, he's already thinking about the haircuts. That's what it is.
I experience and then I formulate. I don't do the two at once.
And let us know in the chat as well, everyone, what you
I
think
would
of the
give
two
them
episodes
both
out of 10.
very different episodes, obviously, both very good but very different. I'll give them both an 8.
Okay,
that's a respectable score. Yeah,
it's ain't bad. Ain't bad. Could
Brian?
be better. I would say Nox is a 9 because of the world building.
Yeah.
And only because we got to actually see a different planet, I'm going to give that one a 7. I'm not a super big fan of like dramatic stuff, but I understand it's necessary. So my entertainment levels were a little nil that episode, but we got to see a brand new planet. We got to see RDA's acting chops, so that's good.
Yeah.
So it's 7. And this is a solid 9 because Nox is such an important part. Like, this is the very first piece of the much larger puzzle.
When I'm watching it for the first time, I don't know that, so I can't take that into account.
That's my ratings are going to be different than yours.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
I just want to avoid all of the derogatory comments in the chat. It's like, Gary, how dare you rate this only an 8? Well, like I said, these are all first time ratings. Just want everybody to be clear on that.
That's it. First time ratings. That's fair.
For me, I would say Cold Lazarus is an 8 for me, purely because of how much I really enjoyed Richard Dean Anderson in it.
Yeah.
I do like the element where they've wrapped up the trauma of losing his son from the movie, which they had to do because it would have been a big loophole that people want to talk about if they hadn't. And then the Nox, I love the Nox episode. Like Brian said, it does set up a lot of lore to come. So I give that one a 9.
Lore for this series or lore for one of the other series?
I will not confirm or deny.
Yeah,
okay. All right.
I don't mind giving you spoilers just to mess with you, but that is a bridge too far, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It would break you, mate. It would break you if we told you what was going to happen.
I would have to watch all 500 episodes of everything in the next week just to.
Well, that's why we're doing 2 episodes a week.
Yeah,
we're gonna double time. And you know what? We might get to the point where it might be 3 episodes. Gary's gonna be like, guys, come on. I gotta go to work at some point. I'm like, 1 season a week.
Yeah, he's literally gonna be falling asleep at his desk for work, and he's gonna be like, oh Stargate.
I'll just say hope is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. His boss will call him up and he'll just go, take my tea.
That's right.
Like, sorry, what was that, Gary?
Hopes and dreams.
Yeah. I mean, again, we're gonna up the episodes just to get the episodes moving forward, get the seasons going.
So I have a question though, because I think John, you at one point were going, why is Apophis even in this? It seems like if like the way that U.S. TV seasons are structured, usually about like 8 episodes, 2 months in, you're already into like your first sweeps period here in the US. So it doesn't surprise me that even like tangentially, they try to bring in something around this point, which kind of reminds you that other arc is kind of still out there. So, that didn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, as Chris said in the chat, a few minutes back, he said it kind of makes sense what he said, because it's like, well, Apophis is kind of like a king, so it's a king going on a hunt, basically. So
Okay.
that does make sense to me. Of that's why he's out there. It's sport for him to be out
Bye,
there.
Juliet.
Yeah. It's sport.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just running along nicely now. Season 1. That Brian will know as well that we've got some great episodes to come in season 1 yet. Gary,
Fantastic episodes,
you're gonna love it.
I'm just waiting to get back to the Mongol planet.
Yeah. That's the finale. That's the finale.
Everything ties back to that one. Okay,
we will never go back to that planet.
They go back. The women have taken over, and SG-1 helped them to build tents for the entire episode.
If this was being made today, that would actually happen.
Yep.
I mean, Gary, I was just going to ask you as well. So, what are your thoughts so far on? You've got, what is it? We're seven episodes in now. What are your thoughts on the season so far?
I like the fact that I like when the concepts become a little bit more ambitious, where it's not like Planet of the Week. And I get that when you're establishing a show like this early, you're still, if you're the writers, producers, you're still figuring out, you're finding your own shape for something like this. I mean, that happened in every one of the not modern day Trek shows, but, Next Gen, D Space Nine. I mean, clearly it's like even though some of the characters were in the movie, the overall mix of these characters, is still in flux, hasn't gelled yet. So I get that. But I mean, I do like it, when they're comfortable enough in knowing their own characters and the concepts that the ambition can start growing. So that's kind of what I, or where you have episodes that can't just be like randomly dropped in anywhere because they don't affect anything, kind of, so the two episodes today where it either affects the characters or it builds the mythology, I prefer.
Okay.
Yeah. Lord Foff saying, good episode. Obviously season 1. So he's obviously got his favorites from future seasons. We won't tell Gary them yet, even though Gary's got a box set tucked away. Yeah, exactly. He'll just get a random email in the week.
I'm playing, I assure you, I'm playing fair.
Yeah. Yeah. He signed a contract.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Now, what I will probably, I assure you that what I'll probably do, maybe around when we get to the midpoint of the season, I'll probably go back on my set and like rewatch just to catch up so I can kind of focus on it, where it's just me watching it and not keeping track of all the other stuff that's kind of going on here, just to kind of, maybe pick up like snatches that I missed, or just kind of, rewatch. I probably will be doing that, but I won't get ahead.
Right.
Yeah. And Christy said, it fires, it just gets better and better.
Good.
Which
Christy,
which is great. We've got a lot of great Stargate fans here, and Chris obviously saying as well, great. One thing that the show does very good is mix between episode of the week and overall story arcs.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the first shows to really start doing that. Yeah, and it just works really well. And I think you get those lovely little character moments, like we had with Goa'uld Lazarus. You cannot give the writers more respect than I give them. Really, they are top draw writers. And
the only thing I didn't appreciate in this pairing today, I think there was only one scene with the Doctor. I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm currently working, and maybe I'll get Brian to sort of create it for you. But I'm currently working on a Janet Frazier wall calendar for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's so funny.
So that'll be for Christmas. So
send it to the actress to autograph first.
I'll greenlight some images, and then I'll send it.
You're gonna love the Hathor episode. Janet Frazier is all over that episode.
Great. No,
she
I'm looking
she looks amazing.
Is that this season?
I thought it should be this season.
Yes, this season. I would say that what we'll probably have to do is we're probably going to have to get a big bucket of water to place it next to Gary so he can just soak himself
episode
with it.
14. So
Yeah.
Whoa! Is Christopher's
8, 9,
comment
10, 11,
right?
3 weeks from now.
Yep.
This is a Sunday, Christopher, so I'm not going to indulge that comment. I just want to know if that's
She did.
right.
She actually did a lot. No,
Yeah.
she's actually done a lot of.
This is a Sunday, so I can't.
She's
can't
done a
allow
lot of sexy
myself to
roles.
be-
Do you want me to include that in the calendar, Gary? Is that
ask me?
Well, he
later on.
can't say right now because
Later, ask me later on a day that's not a Sunday.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, you might have to go into a confessional. But no, I mean, thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been a blast again. Good to be back doing it after Easter. But next week I'll talk to the guys, but the plan certainly is to do at least 2 episodes. And if we can work it and we're all available, maybe even do 3 episodes. We'll keep you posted on it, but we will see you same time next week. And don't forget to put comments about the review and the episode in the chat.
Please do.
Yeah.
And thanks everybody in the chat for joining. I know that these guys were more kind of engaged in answering some of the chat as they went along. I was kind of focused on the show, but I do appreciate everybody being here in the chat.
It's actually really important that if you do see this, especially in archive, like after this is done, like you're watching along and it's not live, please do us a favor and leave a comment. That really helps the channel. That helps people find us. The comments are the most important metric on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless they're negative, no negative comments.
No, you can do negative.
Just tell us how great we're doing.
Guess what? Likes and
how
dislikes,
much you love seeing us.
Likes and dislikes have
that.
the same exact score value. So if you dislike this, it wouldn't change anything. It's the same. You're doing the same amount of help as liking it.
Yeah,
but you're talking about YouTube metrics. I'm talking about ego massage, Brian.
Wow.
And again, it's great having you all in the chat, regularly now. It's nice to start building a nice little community of gators. We're going to call ourselves gators now. Unless someone else has probably already done it. I would think.
Thank you, Christy. That's nice.
Yeah.
Gators.
Yeah. But no, I mean that's it.
Gators.
I know
it sounds a little bit
alligators. Yeah, it's true. Hello, welcome to the Gator Show.
Welcome to the Gator Show.
So I have a question before we go. I could probably ask you this on the after show, but I'm just kind of curious. So is the order that you're going by the original broadcast order or the order that they are on Amazon, or
whatever's in Amazon?
Is the order on my box set different? Are there like different orders that they?
Well, look at your box set. It will probably show this episode as being episode 7 or 6.
Let me go. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've got the box set here. Look, this is my DVD version. So you got it. Cold Lazarus is episode 6. Nox is episode 7. So that's just how it's it's laid out here. But you're right, Brian. I think it's different on Amazon Prime, isn't it? Because it's
okay. Yeah, so let's see. So we had so disc 1, Children of the Gods. We did that. The Enemy Within, Emancipation, your favorite episode. The Broken Divide we did. First Commandment, then Brief Candle. Have we done Brief Candle?
No, that's next week.
That's the first one on disc 2. So that would be episode 7, and then Cold Lazarus, and then Thor's Hammer. So on this, and everybody, I'm talking about this set that I got, the booklet. The Nox is not until the first on disc 3. So that would be, according to this, it's episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on this.
No.
No. I mean, I was also going to say
one episode off. Just one episode off.
It's funny Chris has mentioned it in the chat because I had it noted to say it as well. But if you haven't checked it out, by all means, go to the podcast and check out Stargate: The Definitive History documentary that the podcast Brian and Shane have done, because it is
pretty awesome.
Superb. Yeah,
Thanks, man.
Highly recommend it. So make sure
Although
you do.
it's ridiculously outdated now. And here's a little bit of information that I can never share whenever Shane's around because he loses his mind. But we do plan at the beginning of next year to completely redo the Stargate Definitive History, and we're going to do SG1 separate as one, Atlantis is one, Universe is one. So 3 separate histories, and completely update that, video, because it's been a long time. Shane's gonna have to voice a lot.
Yeah, it's your way of trying to break him. And I mean that would be great, but the current one is superb as well. So make sure you check it out. What I proposed, and I'll talk to the guys after the show. But what I propose doing is seeing if they're available for 3 episodes next week. And the reason I say it is because we've got Brief Candle, which is a good episode. We've got Thor's Hammer, and then we've got Torment of Tantalus. 3 great episodes there. So real quick. Yeah. So we'll figure it out between ourselves, but
I got nothing going on the 4th, right? That's the 4th.
Yep.
I got nothing on my calendar, bro.
So it sounds like we can do that one, which will be good.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yep, I'm up for that. We'll just pressure Gary in the week and see if we can break him to join us. I have no life. That's fine. There you go. Done. It's signed in. 3 episodes, everyone.
Triple feature.
Yeah, it's going to kick right off. So that's it for this week. Thanks for joining us, and have a safe and good week, everyone. And we'll see you through the gate next weekend. Take care, all. See ya.
All right.
Adios.
Bye-bye.